Yes, YouTube, welcome back to another video and thanks for joining me. So in today's video, we're going to be carrying on with the Firebelly Toad build in this Exoterra 45 by 45. So today we're trying to cover some of the hardscape, get that started, get some of the rock work and the woodwork in, and we'll see how far we get. So if you want to see how this is going to turn out, then don't go anywhere, and that's all coming up right after this. Video, we're going to be carrying on with the we have an accident. So the big rock fell. Welcome back. So in the last video we did on this build, we just tested out how the filtration was going to work. We used a chocolate box to try it as a reservoir, as a different way of using the filters in this tank, because we're going to be adding a canister filter on here, which is a Filter Smart 60. I'll leave a link down in the description for any of the items we talk about or use in today's video. So you may see I've already started playing around with some of the layout and how I want it to look, just because this can be a bit of a boring process, just moving rocks around and just having a look and testing things out. So I've done that without you, I'm sorry. Now we're going to be fixing this into place using some expanding foam, and this is touching foam landscape, and this is for ponds and exteriors. This is safe for fish and safe for reptiles and amphibians. So we're going to be using that, and I highly recommend it. I've used it on every single bioactive build that we've done so far, and I'll leave links down in the description if you want to check it out yourself. Great stuff. Also, it's black, so if some of the eco earth falls off, it doesn't leave that horrible yellowy white patch in the middle of your terrarium, paludarium, vivarium, whatever. So the stone I've chose to use, I was originally going to use lava rock, but lava rock, the more I thought about it, it's quite rough and porous. So one, I thought potentially the frogs cut their skin on it. And secondly, they could even probably get their toes caught in the tiny little holes as well. So I decided against that, as much as I had some nice rock I wanted to use. Now instead, we decided to use some black Seru stone or dark Seru stone, which is a really nice choice actually. Had this sat lying around for a while, I've got no plans for it, so I thought we'd utilize it in this scape today. And we generally use river pebbles in the last Firebelly Toad build, so we're going for a bit of a different look. So I'm hoping that'll turn out, and we've got some really nice pieces I've already selected. So enough of me jabbering on, just get on with it. Let's crack on. Okay, so we've got quite a bit done. So we've definitely got a starting point done now where we can work out the rest. So traditionally we call these foam backgrounds or DIY backgrounds, but when it comes to just foam in the back side, I like to include something that sort of makes it a bit more 3D. So I always like to start off with the bottom piece first. This is the way we started Castro's tank. We did a centerpiece at the bottom and then built up around it. I think it just gives you a better look in terms of it's not just a background and then you've got some stuff in front of it. So if that makes any sense at all, but that's the way I like to work. So what the plan will be now is, obviously what I'll do is leave this to dry. It takes about 4 hours to fully dry it. Obviously I have put quite a lot of foam on this, so it might take slightly longer. Now, the reason I put so much is because these rocks are quite heavy and almost had a bit of an accident. So the big rock fell. Now, in normal situations, I wouldn't worry. Like, if I was doing this in escape for a fish tank, it'd probably be fine because the glass is quite thick and sturdy, but this is nothing compared to a fish tank, really. The glass is quite thin, and I'm surprised it never broke, but it didn't. So, disaster averted. But anyway, so that's the reason why I put so much. I really want to make sure these rocks are nice and secure because they are really heavy pieces. Now we'll carry on once this is dry and we'll start picking away the foam just to clear it off, and then we can add silicone. We won't add silicone until we've done the background. So what I need to do is build up the back, cover the reservoir for the waterfall, and then work out if we're just going to do one stream, if we're going to add a couple, or we're going to add some more holes and have 2 outlets out of that reservoir. I'm not quite sure yet. So next steps, let's pick this away now so we can work out how it's looking, where we go from here, and then we can start then adding the foam onto the background. So let's go. Time for a coffee. God, it's getting hot in here. That's a bit matchy, but never mind. Mug's available, by the way. Okay, so we got quite a lot done this morning. So managed to peel back the foam. Obviously, there was a lot of foam in there, but I was just conscious these rocks are really heavy, so I want to make sure that they're going to be secure. Now, on that point, obviously, I'm going to need to tip this backwards. So what I am conscious of is the weight of these rocks then pulling on this pane of glass on the bottom, but I think it should be okay. I've had a look in this, everything seems really steady at the moment, but we need to consider the background now. So I'm not going to cover this with any eco earth or anything like that. So what we need to do now is cover the background and then try and create area for the waterfall and the stream, planting, that sort of thing. Because it's not just going to be a background, it's going to slope down gradually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover the back in just purely a layer of foam. And then I think what we'll do then is add detail after, whether we need to silicone bits of wood and rock and that sort of thing in, just so we can see what we're doing, get a better idea of how the flow of the water needs to go, and just to try and get it as nice as we can. So the only things I'm going to need to do, I'm going to need to silicone some pipe work, which I've only got bits, so I'm going to have to stick them together. And that is just to go down that one side there so we can feed the intake for the filter down there. So if you ever need to change the filter, you can just pull the pipe out. So we're going to do that. And I've also just got one piece of wood that we're going to secure into place now while we do the background, which is this one, which I thought is quite a nice piece towards the top against where the reservoir is, and hopefully then we can create that stream / waterfall. Oh God, I'm knackered. So, finished coffee. And we'll crack on. quite a lot done today. Progress I'm quite happy with. So we've managed to get the first layer of the foam on the background. I've added a couple little bits in there, like that piece of driftwood, and there's some rock as well. Now what I'm going to do is, in the next video, is peel the layer of skin off the background, and then we can start to build up where the waterfall's going to be, start building that out so the background starts to meet the bit we did with the rocks on the bottom. So still plenty to do. We've obviously got to cover it in eco-earth, and then we start to look at planting and all sorts. So if that's something you don't want to miss out on, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out any future videos. As always, I really appreciate you taking the time out today to watch this video. There's plenty more content like this on the channel, so if you want to go and check that out, then I'd be massively grateful. If you want to do any more to support this video or the channel, then drop it a like, leave me a comment, show YouTube you're enjoying this sort of content. As well, my merch is available, so if you want to buy a John's Rainforest Room t-shirt, as well as fish keeping and reptile keeping designs. I'm thinking about adding more of my designs that I've made to my merch store. Because I've probably got maybe 300 reptile fish keeping designs, and I don't know whether that's something you guys are interested in, so let me know. But I think that's enough of me waffling on. But in the next video, we'll be carrying on with this build, hopefully getting it to the stage where it's almost complete, and then we start the exciting things. So I'll catch you in the next video.